Welcome to the podcast, Learn English Through Life, exploring emotions, connections, and the English language.
Welcome back to Learn English Through Life, the podcast where we explore ideas that not only help us grow, but also reshape the way we live, learn, and connect with one another. I'm Michael, and as always, I'm joined by Sarah.
Hi, Michael. Hi, everyone. Today, we're diving into a transformative topic that has been making waves in education and psychology: positive education. It's a revolutionary approach that blends traditional learning with strategies to foster emotional well-being, mental health, and resilience.
That's right, education has long been focused on academic achievements, grades, test scores, and standardized curricula, but positive education goes deeper. It emphasizes holistic growth, addressing not just what students learn, but how they feel, think, and interact with the world around them.
Exactly, Michael. This approach is rooted in decades of research in positive psychology, particularly the work of Martin Seligman, who proposed that education should not only teach skills for success, but also equip individuals with tools for a fulfilling life.
That's fascinating. And it's not just a theory. Studies show that integrating positive psychology principles into education can enhance academic performance, reduce anxiety and depression, and foster stronger social connections.
Absolutely. Think about it. Students who feel emotionally supported and confident are more likely to engage with their studies, take risks, and develop problem-solving skills. But what exactly does this look like in practice? How is positive education reshaping schools and communities worldwide?
Great question, Sarah. Let's dive deeper and uncover the science, the practices, and the real-world impact of positive education. Sarah, let's start with the basics. For those unfamiliar, what exactly is positive education?
Great question, Michael. Positive education is an innovative approach that blends traditional academic teaching with principles of positive psychology. While traditional education focuses primarily on intellectual development, grades, exams, and subject mastery, positive education broadens that scope to include emotional and social growth.
And positive psychology, for those new to the term, is the scientific study of the elements that make life meaningful and fulfilling, things like happiness, resilience, gratitude, and fostering strong relationships.
Exactly. Positive education integrates these principles into the classroom environment. It goes beyond teaching students how to solve equations or write essays. For example, a math lesson might include mindfulness exercises to help students manage anxiety about difficult problems. Teachers may also incorporate gratitude practices, like asking students to reflect on what went well that day, fostering emotional strength and resilience.
That's incredible. It's not just about academic skills, it's about equipping students with tools for life.
Absolutely. And this approach is far from theoretical. Schools in countries like Australia, Bhutan, and Finland have adopted positive education frameworks with measurable success. For example, Geelong Grammar School in Australia integrates positive education into every aspect of its curriculum, focusing on skills like optimism, emotional intelligence, and resilience alongside traditional subjects.
And what kind of benefits are we seeing in these programs?
Studies have shown that students in positive education programs exhibit lower levels of anxiety and depression, improved academic performance, and stronger interpersonal relationships. The approach not only helps students succeed academically, but also prepares them to navigate the complexities of life with confidence and emotional intelligence.
That's fascinating. It's like building a toolkit that students can carry with them long after they leave school.
Exactly, Michael. Positive education isn't just about shaping smarter students. It's about shaping happier, more resilient individuals who are equipped to thrive in every aspect of their lives.
Let's dig into the science, Sarah. What makes positive education so effective from a research standpoint?
It's rooted in decades of rigorous studies across psychology and neuroscience. At the core, positive education leverages our brain's natural mechanisms. Research shows that emotions like gratitude, hope, and joy stimulate the brain's reward centers, areas like the ventral striatum and prefrontal cortex. These regions are linked to motivation, learning, and decision-making.
So it's not just about feeling good, it's actually about rewiring the brain for better performance?
Exactly. For instance, a study from the University of Pennsylvania revealed that students who regularly practice gratitude improve not only their academic results, but also their interpersonal relationships. Gratitude shifts focus from stressors to positive aspects of life, creating a feedback loop of emotional and intellectual growth.
That's fascinating. What about resilience? It seems like such a crucial part of this framework.
Resilience is foundational to positive education. It's the capacity to recover quickly from difficulties and adapt to challenges. Neuroscience shows that resilience involves strengthening neural connections in the prefrontal cortex, which governs emotional regulation and decision-making.
Are there any specific programs that illustrate this in action?
Absolutely. The Penn Resiliency Program, for example, has been implemented in schools worldwide. It teaches students cognitive behavioral techniques to challenge negative thought patterns, fostering a mindset that reduces anxiety and depression. Research has shown a significant decrease in mental health issues among students who participated in the program.
That's remarkable. So, positive education isn't just about creating a happier environment. It's about equipping students to navigate life's inevitable hurdles with confidence.
Precisely. Positive education develops what psychologists call psychological capital, a combination of self-efficacy, the belief in one's abilities, optimism, emotional regulation, and resilience. This capital prepares individuals not just to survive, but to thrive in a rapidly changing and often challenging world.
It sounds like a toolkit for life, not just for school.
That's exactly what it is. Positive education recognizes that academic knowledge is essential, but so are the emotional and mental tools that allow individuals to apply that knowledge effectively in the real world.
Let's bring this down to earth, Sarah. How is positive education being implemented in real-world settings?
That's a great question, Michael. In schools, educators are using techniques like mindfulness exercises, gratitude journaling, and collaborative problem solving to create a more supportive and emotionally enriching environment.
Yeah, and these aren't just feel-good activities, right? They're backed by evidence.
Absolutely. Take mindfulness, for example. A study conducted in Australian schools found that incorporating mindfulness practices into the classroom reduced student anxiety by 36% and improved focus by 24%. These aren't small numbers. They highlight the tangible impact of fostering mental well-being.
That's incredible. Are there other examples of how schools are applying these principles?
Definitely. Many schools are adopting positive behavior interventions, where students are rewarded for acts of kindness or collaboration rather than just academic achievements. This shifts the focus from competition to community building.
I love that approach. It seems like it's about teaching students that their worth isn't solely tied to grades.
Exactly. It's about nurturing the whole child, academically and emotionally. Schools like Geelong Grammar in Australia have even embedded positive education into their entire curriculum, teaching students skills like resilience, optimism, and emotional regulation alongside traditional subjects.
That's amazing. But what about at home? How can parents incorporate these principles into daily life?
Parents play a crucial role, and it doesn't have to be complicated. For example, instead of asking, "What grade did you get on your test today?" they could ask, "What made you smile today?" Or, "What are you proud of from today?"
That's such a subtle but powerful shift. It takes the focus off performance and puts it on joy and personal growth.
Exactly. Another technique is strength spotting. Parents can encourage their kids by recognizing strengths like kindness, creativity, or persistence, rather than just praising achievements. For example, saying, "I loved how you helped your friend with their homework today," rather than "Great job getting an A."
That feels so much more meaningful. It teaches kids to value their character as much as their accomplishments.
Precisely. And don't forget family activities like gratitude circles, where each member shares something they're thankful for. It's a simple practice that can significantly boost family morale and connection.
It sounds like these practices not only benefit the kids, but also create a more positive and supportive environment for the whole family.
That's exactly the point. Positive education isn't limited to schools. It's a mindset that can transform homes and communities into places where everyone can thrive.
Sarah, it all sounds amazing, but let's address the elephant in the room. Are there challenges to implementing positive education?
Absolutely, Michael. One of the biggest hurdles is the traditional mindset that places academic achievement above all else. Many educational systems, especially in high-pressure environments, still prioritize test scores and rankings over student well-being.
That makes sense. Changing a system so deeply ingrained must be incredibly difficult.
It is. Shifting from a results-driven model to a more holistic approach requires not just systemic change, but also a cultural one. Teachers, parents, and policymakers all need to recognize that emotional well-being and academic success go hand in hand.
And I imagine that teachers themselves need specific training to adopt and integrate these practices effectively.
That's right. Teachers often feel overwhelmed by the demands of their role. Without adequate training and resources, it's challenging for them to incorporate mindfulness, gratitude, or emotional intelligence activities into their already packed schedules.
But what happens when schools and communities fully embrace this approach?
The results can be transformative. Take Bhutan, for example. They've implemented the Gross National Happiness Framework in their education system, which emphasizes well-being alongside academic learning. Students in Bhutan report higher levels of life satisfaction, engagement, and a stronger sense of purpose compared to students in more traditional systems.
That's incredible. It's proof that large-scale change is possible when there's commitment and vision.
Exactly. And let's not forget smaller examples, like individual schools adopting positive education frameworks. Schools that have embraced these practices often report lower dropout rates, improved teacher retention, and more cohesive school communities.
So, while the challenges are significant, the opportunities are equally compelling.
They are. The key is persistence and collaboration. It's about building a future where education is not just a means to an end, but a foundation for a fulfilling and meaningful life.
Sarah, this conversation has been profoundly enlightening. Positive education isn't just a fleeting trend, it's a fundamental shift toward a more holistic and compassionate way of learning.
I completely agree, Michael. It challenges the traditional view of education as merely the transfer of knowledge. Instead, it focuses on nurturing the entire individual, their intellect, emotional well-being, and sense of purpose.
It's a reminder that education is a tool not just for personal advancement, but for building a better society. To everyone listening, consider how you can incorporate these principles into your own life or the lives of those around you. Even small changes, like encouraging gratitude or celebrating strengths, can have a ripple effect far beyond what we might expect.
Exactly. And let's not forget, education isn't limited to classrooms or schools. Every moment in life offers an opportunity to learn, grow, and connect, whether it's at home, in the workplace, or within your community.
That's such an important point. By fostering emotional intelligence, resilience, and kindness, we're not just equipping ourselves and our children to succeed. We're creating a culture that values well-being as much as achievement.
And that's the true essence of positive education. It's about empowering individuals to thrive, not just academically, but in every aspect of their lives.
Thank you for joining us on this journey today. We hope you feel inspired to bring a little positivity into your world and share it with others.
Until next time, take care, stay curious, and most importantly, stay positive.
See you next time on Learn English Through Life.